In the city of Port Harcourt lived a young lady named Naomi. Naomi was a bright, beautiful 23-year-old woman, full of life and dreams. When her auntie invited her to Lagos for a short visit, she accepted without hesitation. Lagos, the city of lights and noise, welcomed her with excitement and danger she never saw coming. When she arrived, her auntie and her husband welcomed her warmly, showering her with love and care. Lagos was busy, loud, and full of life, very different from her quiet neighborhood back home. After a few days of settling in, Naomi decided to jog outside the estate one cool Saturday morning. The sun had just begun to rise, and the streets were nearly empty except for a few early risers. As she jogged past a long stretch of road, a sleek black car slowed beside her. Inside was a tall, handsome man with deep brown eyes, full beards, and skin that seemed to glow in the morning light. He wore a designer suit and a gold wristwatch that gleamed. "Hello, beautiful," he said, smiling. "My name is Kenneth, but you can call me Ken. You must be new around here." Naomi smiled shyly. They exchanged contacts, and that night, he called. His voice was calm and confident, almost hypnotic. Within a week, Ken invited Naomi out on a date at a luxurious restaurant. He was rich, charming, and spoke about his business in vague but convincing terms. After discussing, Ken knelt down with a diamond ring and proposed to her. Naomi, overwhelmed with joy, said yes. As Ken slipped a diamond ring on her finger. When Naomi got home, she rushed to show her auntie and her husband the ring. They stared at it in shock. "Naomi, this is sudden," her auntie said carefully. "You barely know this man." "Auntie, Ken is a good man," Naomi replied, smiling dreamily. "He loves me." Then she went straight to her room, humming. The next morning, she called her mother in Port Harcourt to inform her the news. "My child," her mother said worriedly, "how do you know this man? What does he do?" "Mama, he's a businessman," Naomi replied. "We've been together for 2 weeks now." 2 weeks, her mother gasped. "Naomi, please, don't rush this marriage. Something doesn't feel right." But Naomi only laughed softly. "Don't worry, Mama. Ken is a good man." In the days that followed, Ken showered her with expensive gifts, jewelry, designer bags, human hair worth hundreds of thousands, and even a brand new car. Naomi was living every girl's dream. Soon, the traditional marriage date was fixed. Her friends congratulated her, though some whispered, "Naomi, this is too fast." She ignored them all. A day before the marriage, Naomi was in Port Harcourt preparing when Ken called. "My love," he said in a soft, serious tone, "I have an urgent business trip tomorrow. Look, I know we are getting married tomorrow, but then I have to go." "What?" Naomi's heart sank. "Baby, tomorrow is our marriage. Can't you reschedule?" Ken replied, "It doesn't matter, dear. You can use my photo for the ceremony. I'll make it up to you when I get back, promise." Then he sent her a photo to framed. Tears rolled down Naomi's cheeks. Against her better judgment, she agreed. The traditional marriage took place in Port Harcourt, with a large framed photo of Ken beside her. People whispered, but she smiled through it all, not knowing the photo she's holding is a photo of dead men, Ken's identical twin brother who died 3 months ago, and she's getting married to him without knowing. Days later, Ken returned. They moved into a grand mansion in Lekki. Naomi was finally living the life she dreamed of, or so she thought. That night, when she tried to make love with her husband, he stopped her gently. "Not tonight, my darling," he said. "From tomorrow, come to the other room only at midnight. Put on the red nightgown, red bra, and red panties I bought for you. And never, ever, turn on the light." Naomi hesitated. "Why midnight?" Ken smiled faintly. "Because that's when I'm truly yours, and ready to satisfy you, my love." The first night she obeyed, and went to the room at exact 12 midnight. The room was icy cold. She could feel him in the darkness, his body cold as ice, but he never spoke a word. Then after everything she will fall asleep and then wakes up the next morning on her bed, in her room. Naomi surprised. Every night, she entered the dark room in red, trembling as strange men touched her silently. Sometimes, she would wake up gasping, her skin frozen. This thing continued for some months. The one day when she asked Ken why he always turned off the light before making love to her, he only said, "That's how I want it, Naomi. Please don't question it." But one night, Naomi could no longer bear the mystery. She waited until Ken left the house for work. Then she searched the house for the spare key to the dark room. Then she finds it, her heart pounding. She unlocked the door and stepped inside. The smell hit her first, a heavy stench of decay metallic. Then she turned on the light. What she saw froze her soul. On the bed lay a body, a man, pale, lifeless, and identical to Ken. His skin was gray, his lips darkened. Around him were red candles, dried blood, and strange symbols drawn on the floor. Naomi screamed. Her legs gave way, and she crawled backward in terror. Suddenly, the door slammed shut. The candles flickered wildly. Then she heard footsteps. Behind her, Ken stood, his face pale with rage and fear. "You shouldn't have seen this," he roared. Naomi trembled. Who is that?" Ken's eyes filled with anger. "My twin brother. He died 3 months ago. I made a pact with a dark spirit to bring me wealth and power, but the condition was this: I must use my brother and then marry a woman for him using his photo, who will lie with him every night, believing he's me. The more you sleep with him, the more wealthy I become. As long as you never find out the truth, I will live and prosper. But if you discover it..." Ken's voice broke. "I will die instantly, and you will lose your sanity forever." Naomi's hands shook violently. "You mean I've been sleeping with a corpse?" She screamed, the sound echoing through the mansion. Ken clutched his head in agony. "Naomi, please. Don't say it. You've broken the rule, and ruined everything." Then blood began to drip from his nose. His skin darkened. His body convulsed as he fell to the floor, gasping till he passed on. Naomi's vision blurred. Her ears filled with whispers, thousands of voices chanting in the dark. The corpse on the bed sat upright. Its dead eyes rolled toward her, and it smiled. Naomi shrieked and ran, but the mansion doors locked themselves. The lights flickered. In every mirror, she saw the dead twin's face staring back at her, whispering her name. Then the neighbors heard screams, but when they broke into the house, they found 2 lifeless bodies. Ken's body lay beside his dead twin, both cold. And Naomi? She was found days later, wandering barefoot through the streets of Lekki, laughing and crying at once. Her red nightgown was torn and stained. She kept whispering, "Don't turn on the light, he's cold, he's cold." They took her to a psychiatric home, where she still screams at midnight, begging not to be left in the dark. Moral lesson: be careful of who you fall in love with. Some love stories begin with roses, and end up in the darkness.